Hi, I'm Renarta Clanton Moyd. I'm a communications specialist with the Cumberland County Schools and your host of Get Connected. During this monthly show, we highlight numerous educational topics that face today's student, educator, and parent in the Cumberland County Schools. Now, this fall, the school system announced its Teacher of the Year and Principal of the Year. Both were chosen because of their knowledge, professionalism, and expertise as superb educators. After this break, we'll talk with Cumberland County Schools Teacher of the Year and Principal of the Year about their life's work during this edition of Get Connected.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
So what you want to do is, have you already enrolled? You're doing fine.
What did that just do?
Select the drop-down menu again.
Wait.
So you're already enrolled. Example here, so don't panic. You're ready to make your payments. Submit. There it is.
Oh my God! I really can't believe it. That's awesome.
Good for you.
Again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Get Connected, where we're talking with the Cumberland County Schools 2013-2014 Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Amy Noble, who teaches English, Language Arts, Science, and Social Studies at Max Abbott Middle School, and the 2013-2014 Cumberland County Schools Principal of the Year, Mrs. Mellotta Hill from Howard Hall Elementary School. Amy, Mellotta, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Renata. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm so glad you all are here with me doing this interview. I know we've done the radio thing, and you all were just chomping at the bit to get on, do the TV thing, right?
Absolutely. Wonderful opportunity. Could not wait.
Okay. Well, how does it feel to be to have been chosen for such esteemed honors?
You want to go first, Amy? I will.
Okay.
Thank you. It's very, very humbling when you look out and you think at all of the hard work that all of our teachers and our staff and just everyone puts in every day. You're quite humbled that someone, your colleagues, who are very important to what you do every day, thought that you did something that just needed to be recognized and that you contributed to their day and to children and to your school. And it's just very humbling.
That's
very
good.
humbling.
That's good.
Very exciting.
And Amy, you know, you and I have connected, and I too have always said this has been a very humbling honor to be recognized by your peers for such a prestigious award, and to be recognized for the quality work that you do on a daily basis. Truly is just a humbling honor, and I'm just grateful.
That's good. And you know what, my mind, and I know you all are probably tired of hearing me say this, but my mind goes back to the days that you all were chosen. I remember with Amy when they announced your name, because I had already found you in the room. I was like, okay, yeah. I already knew because I'd done your news release. And when they called your name, you were like, and then you jumped up, you know, and it was, you could tell you were truly startled.
Yes.
I remember with Mellotta, she sat there for a minute, they called her name, and she was just picking the imaginary lint off of her clothes, and I know you get tired of me telling that, but it was just so funny. And then, you know, you were urged to come on up, but you were like, oh, and you could see with both of you the excitement as well as the humility.
Just to hear your name called, it was just unbelievable, and it was just a captivated moment in time to know that here at this point in your career, you're being recognized for the quality work that you do by your peers. It's just a humbling, but just a magic moment in time.
I was preparing my clap and standing up for the person whose name was called. That's what I was thinking about at that moment. You know, I'm going to clap and I need to stand up, and I will tell, you know, my husband, stand up. And so it was, like you say, a total shock.
That's good. That's good. Have things sunken in for you all, or has life changed at all?
I'm still on cloud 9.
Okay.
Because every day I'm getting a text message, an email, a voice call, a visit. So many people that I have connected with over the years have just come back to just pause for a moment and say, we're just so proud and just so congratulations to you. It's been awesome.
I have to agree. I have to agree. You're still walking, and you do reconnect with people. My high school friends that I went to school with, because my daughter posted it on her Facebook.
Okay.
You know, she's proud of her mommy. And when your 22-year-old daughter, you know, expresses how proud as a young woman and, you know, in her mother, it's just, it's a great feeling. And you just continue every day, and the kids still come up to you and say something, and you just feel blessed.
That's good.
Feel blessed.
That is good. Now, talk to me a little bit about your educational backgrounds.
Okay. I'm from a very small town in Caswell County here in North Carolina. And upon graduating from Bartlett-Yancey High School, I went to East Carolina University, where I got a BS degree in elementary education. So I was a certified K-6. And then after 8 years of teaching, I felt that it was time to impact more students at a much larger level. So I applied for the Principal Fellow Scholarship and received that scholarship and went to Fayetteville State to earn my Master's of School Administration. And hopefully, prayerfully, this May, I will earn my doctoral degree in educational leadership.
Dr. Hill.
Fantastic.
Let's hope this.
Fantastic.
Let's hope we get there. Let's hope we get there.
That's fantastic.
That's good. What about you, Amy?
Yes. Well, I also am from a small town of Chadbourne, just right down the road.
Yeah,
and,
strawberries. Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
strawberries.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. That's it. And I graduated from West Columbus High School, and went on to our community college for a little while. Also went during high school to start early. And then I went to UNC Wilmington and graduated with a BS in intermediate education.
Okay.
And so I'm certified 4.6, K6, and 6.9 language arts.
That's good. Yes. That's good. Now, how did you know and when did you know you wanted to be a teacher? Because you started off teaching, you're currently teaching. When did you know that this is what I want to do?
Well, for me, I grew up and my mother was an educator for 36 years. So I already had it right there in front of me every day. But I had a sister who suffers from, she's mentally handicapped.
Okay.
And we just played school from the get-go.
Really?
Because Mom would bring all the discarded little desk home and the notebooks and the C-spot run. And it was just paramount to me that my sister be able to read, write her name, count, and learn her alphabet. And so we would work tirelessly. And when she was able to do those things, I thought, I've got to feel like this every single day.
I've
got to have
a
it.
slight rush.
Yes,
That's
I've
great.
got to have this every single day. I have to impact somebody, some small way. And so that was it for me.
That's good.
That
And
was
you
it.
have a similar background.
I'm telling you, Amy, as we're sitting here talking,
sisters.
both of my parents were started out as teachers and then later transitioned into administration. And one Christmas, I received a green chalkboard on an easel type. And that was one of the best gifts that I have ever received. And I can remember days when my stuffed animals would be my students. And I took great pride in imparting knowledge unto them.
Oh, yes.
So, and to see the impact that my parents made on their students and how they changed lives, really and truly from an early age, just that was my path for which I needed to go.
That's good.
Yes.
Now let's go back in your minds. What was your first day like as a teacher? What was your first day like as a principal? Who wants to go first? Can you go back?
That was a long time ago.
You've been teaching how many years?
20-some years.
20-some
yeah.
years.
And 10th year as a principal and 20 years in education.
Wow. So
Yes.
you all are veterans.
Yes.
That's good. I mean, I don't mean it like that.
Young veterans. We're young veterans.
Seasoned
Yes,
educators.
there you
Seasoned
go.
educators. Can you remember how it felt to be there in the classroom? Did you feel discouraged at some point? Or, talk to me a little bit. Was it a little overwhelming at first?
I was ready to break down brick walls. I was ready to just run right through them. But I worked at Burgall Middle School teaching 6th grade, and that was my first full-time teaching job. And I was lucky enough to have and blessed a great group of teachers who were seasoned teachers who were actually excited to have someone young, come along. And so we just fed off of one another, and they had me ready to go the first day of school.
Good.
So I was ready to go.
All
I
right.
did not want to go home.
Really?
But I didn't. I was ready to go. I had a great first day.
You've been running ever
Yes,
since?
running ever since.
That's good. Was it similar for you, Mellotta? Your first day as an administrator?
As an administrator, it was a unique experience because the school that I had taught for 7 years as a 3rd and 4th grade teacher, Ferguson Easley, I was able to go back to be their elementary school principal. So I knew about the school and the dynamics, but I had the lens of a principal now. And so that first day, I can remember it vividly, I had my team with their cameras, and I said, I want you to take pictures of the first day of school, just different pictures with children interacting with adults. And at our first PTA meeting, we showed those pictures during a slideshow to Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world. Because I was in such a wonderful world. To be able to have the opportunity to teach at an elementary school and then go back and be the principal was absolutely an adrenaline rush for me. And one of my teachers criticized me in a positive way and said, Ms. Hill, what type of happy pills are you taking? Because it was just so wonderful to be able to be there and to just envision that place from the lens of a principal was just absolutely just amazing.
That's good.
Just a gift. It's just a gift.
Now, Amy, what's your teaching style?
All over the place. It really is.
That's right. Now, you used to be a cheerleader in high school, too. So you were like, rah, rah,
Yes,
rah.
all over the place. I really think that it stems from what my children bring to the classroom every day and what their needs are, because it's different every year. And so I try to incorporate everything and be just as diverse as I can be so that every learning style is met. And so that I can self-assess what's going and what's happening and what works and what doesn't. And so I have to say that's probably my teaching style. It is most important that my classroom environment is a positive and happy place where students are safe and nurtured. And then whatever else it takes to get them on board and help them bridge that learning, that's what we do.
And I remember in your portfolio, you mentioned that you like to make sure that they feel comfortable enough to come to you and talk to you pretty much about, most things, whatever's going on in their personal lives, because when you can touch their hearts in that way, then they tend to want to, learn.
That's right. You have to make that connection. And I think it's even a bigger need today than it was when I first started teaching. You have to make that connection. They have to be able to tell you, when they scored a touchdown. And they have to be able to talk to you about, grandmother's not doing well. Because they need that solid structure. They need to know someone's got my back. And when they know that someone's got their back, they're willing to accept what you bring them in the classroom.
That's good. That's good. We're going to take a break. Mellotta, I want to hear about your leadership style because it's similar.
Yes,
it's
most
similar.
definitely.
And I know our audience wants to hear. So let's take a break real quickly and we'll be, okay? All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for more Get Connected.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of Get Connected. Our guests are Cumberland County Schools 2013-2014 Teacher of the Year, Amy Noble, who teaches English, Language Arts, Science, and Social Studies at Max Abbott Middle School, and the 2013-2014 Cumberland County Schools Principal of the Year, Mrs. Mellotta Hill from Howard Hall Elementary School. Welcome, welcome again. Now, when we left for the break, we talked a little bit about your teaching style, Amy. Now I want to talk about your leadership style, Mellotta.
I really and truly believe in servant leadership.
Now, what's servant leadership?
Leaders who serve will serve as great leaders. And you never are too far removed of what the perspective of a teacher is when you become an administrator. I had a group of MSA students to ask me, how is it that teachers want to come to your school? How is it that they want to be with you? She said, what makes you so successful? I said, I would have to attribute that to, I've never forgotten what it felt like to be a teacher. And so therefore, whatever type of administrative support, whatever type of support I can give you right there on the front lines, to let them know that I'm there for you and I'm your safety net. That's the type of leadership that has worked well for me.
That's good.
Servant leadership.
That's good. Because a lot of times you find leaders who expect to be served as opposed to serving.
Because real power is the power you give up. When you empower others, then that's going to make you even more powerful.
That's good. That's
very profound.
Yeah, very profound. And I'm sure, Amy, you find as a teacher, you want to work with someone who has that philosophy, correct?
That's incredible. It is. It really is. My husband always said that it was very important to coach in private, praise in public, and be there for others. That's right. And, you know, be there. And that sounds just an incredible way to be as a principal.
That's good.
Yes.
Do you think you ever want to become a principal? You weren't expecting that question.
I wasn't. I love the classroom. I love the kids. I love the interaction that you have every day. I love working with my staff and my colleagues, you know, the staff at school. I just enjoy that part. There are parts of being an administrator I think I would like and I would enjoy, but I think for the most part I'm just very blessed to be with the students. It's my niche.
Now I'm going to ask you all a question. This is a hypothetical, and I kind of want to see how you would complete this sentence, okay? And it's not a hypothetical, but it's, okay, anyway. Mellotta, the teachers, your staff and your teachers would say, staff and faculty rather, would say, Mrs. Hill is ...
A genuine, caring, relationship builder type of person. They know that I'm very concerned about them personally, I'm concerned about them professionally, and because I'm their biggest cheerleader, I was a cheerleader too in high school.
Oh, you were a cheerleader
I was a cheerleader also.
All right.
I'm going to be their biggest cheerleader, and so whatever it takes to make the team look good, that's what I'm going to do. And they know that I'm going to be genuine and I'm going to be caring about it.
That's good. That's good. Now, Amy, your students would say, Mrs. Noble is ...
A person who truly loves me and cares about what kind of person I become. That's what they would say.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Now, if a young person came to you and said, I'm thinking about going into education, what would you tell them? I mean, because they hear so many things about you, don't get paid very much. You know, even though we are in one of the best professions in the world to influence so many people, you know, it does not, I feel, get the credit that it deserves in our society. But what would you tell that young person in terms of encouragement?
You know the old phrase, teachers make every other profession possible. And so therefore, the field of education, you're going to get so many intrinsic, internal rewards that really those extrinsic things are really not of high value. But knowing that you're going to be shaping the future, and that's what I tell my faculty every day, we're shaping the future one day at a time. So if I ever become an old lady and have to look up and see Dr. So-and-so, and that doctor is one of my students, I want to know that I did everything I could to make sure that they have that strong foundation. But it's a powerful profession in which we are influencing and changing lives, one student at a time.
Paying it forward. I say teaching is paying it forward. For every blessing that you've been given, for every good thing, you get to pay it forward. You get to show students what it's like and be a role model for them and help them be able to go out and just contribute to mankind. Because mankind is eventually all what it boils down to, and what you did to make this world a better place. So we get to pay it forward every day.
And just to add one more thing, you know the poem, 100 years from now, it won't matter what kind of car I drove, or what kind of clothes I wore, or how much money I have in the bank account. But what will matter 100 years from now is that I made a difference in the life of a child.
Oh,
That's correct.
true. Because you know, if you really go back in your mind and you think about those teachers in your life who were influential, you can see how they made that, you know, a difference in your life. A positive difference in your life. That's good. Now, where do you see yourselves 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Let's say 10 years from now.
10 years from now, I'm probably still in that classroom. I'm probably looking forward to retirement age and being that teacher for my grandchildren, I hope, in 10 years.
So you're telling your 22-year-old daughter,
yes, in 10 years I'll be ready to be. Because as I've expressed before, you know, parents need to remember that home is the first teacher, and it is the most important teacher that our children can have. And we just supplement and we just add to that from the foundation the parents have already started. So in 10 years, I hope I'm looking forward to retirement and being that foundation for my grandchildren.
Mellotta?
10 years from now, Renarta, still in the field of education, and that will be at year 30. But I don't think I'm going to be able to retire during that time, because what will I do? And to be able to go back to teaching, that's my ultimate goal, be it on the university level, or I want to go back to teaching eventually one day.
You want to get back in?
I want to get back. I want to get back.
That's good. That's a really good thing.
Full circle.
You come full circle.
Now, what do you tell, or what goes through your mind when you hear people say, they find out you're in education, you know, and they say, "Ooh, I just couldn't do that. I mean, I applaud you, but I just couldn't do that." Is it that bad?
Not at all.
I mean, you know,
not at all.
I mean, you deal with a lot of things.
You deal with a lot of things.
You know, but go right ahead. I'm sorry.
On any given day, you have to expect the unexpected. So therefore, that's what the mystery is. You just don't know what a day holds. But at the end of the day, you know that you have, in some way, some form or fashion, you have made a contribution to society by producing some competent future citizens that are going to be productive and give back. So you know you've made your contribution. It's just so rewarding. Just so rewarding.
That's good. So did you want to comment?
We all have our niches, as I said earlier. We all have our talents and abilities, and thank goodness, you know, for that. Thank goodness that person could be an accountant and sit behind and add numbers all day, and Amy Noble could not sit behind a desk and add numbers all day. You know, so I just laugh and say you should give it a try. You should give it a try. You might be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, because, you know, of course, with you working with elementary school students, that's a handful. It is a handful. And middle school students, I'm starting to see you're dealing with a lot of internal things there, and that's a handful. But, you know, I guess you all, you know, you've been trained and you learn over the years when you deal with different situations how to come at the situations, correct?
Yes.
You do. I've taught kindergarten through 7th grade, and I would not trade that experience in those lower grades and that knowledge base, because that just helps me know where my students have been and where they need to go up to the grade I teach. And it's just invaluable knowledge, and we each need to remember, and as teachers, to support one another and take the opportunity to walk in one another's shoes and see where the students are coming from in lower, and talk to the 8th graders and see where my students need to go and where they need to be. It's just important to do so.
That's good.
And patience. You develop so many wonderful gifts and talents, but patience, you got to have patience, because you're dealing not with Social Security numbers, NCY's number, Power School numbers, you're dealing with actual human beings. And so therefore, James Comer, no significant learning will take place unless there is a significant relationship. So therefore, you're dealing with real time, alive.
I said earlier that parents give us their greatest gifts,
Every day.
their greatest
Every day.
blessings.
Every day.
And just about the entire year, we're with their children just as much as they are during the school year, and it's an honor, and I take it as a large responsibility.
I share with my faculty daily, we spend more waking hours together than we do with our own personal families. So therefore, the culture that we have to create has to be positive, has to be nurturing, has to be safe, so that real learning and those objectives can be met. And that's just the bottom line.
That's good. And you know what I see? Our time is ticking down. Just want to get some last comments, some last words from the two of you. Both of you are so profound, but just some last words really quickly.
You can go first.
Well, I, again, would just like to say to my faculty and my colleagues, the people that I work with at Max Abbott, and the entire group at Cumberland County Schools, it's just been such an honor to be chosen, and everyone has been so kind and gracious and helpful and supportive, and I'm just so honored. I would just like to say thank you again, and it is truly an honor to represent Cumberland County, the students, the schools, and everyone involved with the educational process here.
That's good. Mellotta?
One of my mentees, she's now in administration, and she sent me a very profound quote to congratulate me. She said, "The type of leader you are is in essence the type of person you are." And it has just been a profound and just wonderful journey, and I just want to thank you all for the opportunity for serving.
All right. Well, we thank you all so very much, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best. Well, on behalf of the Cumberland County School System, we want to thank you for tuning in to this edition of our show and for giving us a chance to help you get connected. Until next time.